What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video. That's right, and if you watch my first video, which you're probably in the middle of watching right now, just posted up, by the way. I think it's pretty good, where we talked and did the daily rap review. I talked about a second video, which, here it is, where we delve into DSP's full-blown addiction to the Pokemon card pack. That's right, he admitted last night that he is now buying and opening up Pokemon boxes off stream. Oh my lord, this is what addiction looks like, folks. Yes. Yeah. And of course, if you watch or consume any of my content, you know that I've been calling this for weeks. I've been saying, yep, this is just the beginning of the addiction. Watch it morph into something else. And yeah, that's where we are, folks. We are here now. The man literally spent his day off Saturday opening up a whole box of card packs, 36 packs of Pokemon cards. So you know he just spent his day sitting in his office all by himself telling Fat Cat that he's probably working on something new, while she was downstairs stuffing her face, thinking about the freezer that's going to come in so that they'll have more space for food. And she was all alone downstairs doing nothing while he was opening them up packs like an addict. It's official, folks. I think DSP has kind of moved on from WWE champions. Mostly, he still plays the game, but of course doesn't spend as much money on it. And he's now going to be wasting thousands of dollars on buying Pokemon cards. Yeah, we're there, folks. And it was quicker. This was quick, and I was surprised that he actually admitted to this. Like, I guess DSP didn't learn his lesson from all these years about WWE champions, that maybe you should keep your mouth shut, and maybe you shouldn't tell everyone your business, and not everyone needs to know exactly what the fuck are you doing on your day off. Like, literally, you should keep this shit to yourself, Phil. But I'm glad you don't. You know why I'm glad you don't? Because of course it gives us content, and I love it. So of course, you know, this is going to be for the next couple years. We're going to talk about this, we're going to speculate this. This isn't going to go away. You know, he's going to have, I bet you an amount of money, he is going to lie. He's going to lie. He's going to treat this just like he did with the WWE champions. And as soon as people start finding out stuff and posting stuff, he's gonna lie and admit that isn't true. And then 10 years from now, we're gonna hear him admit that yes, he is an addict of Pokemon cards and that he lied to everyone. It's just with DSP, it just seems to be like, I feel like I'm in the Butterfly Effect. You ever watch the Butterfly Effect movie? Where, you know, it just seems like a loop. Like his life is one loop of like 5 different things. It's just one fucking loop, and we always end up going back to where we started. And no matter how much he tries to change, the man just can't do it. He really can't. So let's get into the video. Like I posted it yesterday, this is getting pretty good traction. I think I'm at almost 8,000 views, by the way, on this video, and it's still growing. And not only me, folks, you guys know that the Pokemon card pack community is out there in full effect. They can't stand Phil. They think he's a grifter. Twitter yesterday, everyone was talking about how it is not statistically possible for DSP to pull that card based on how many packs he bought. And we're going to get into it. So, you know, I have a theory, and I'll give that theory about that rare card that he pulled over the weekend. I'll give my theory on that. But let's watch him here actually openly admit to his addiction, or the start of his addiction.
And my whole idea was that I would always have an extra box of Pokemon cards in the background. So if, let's say, one night we go crazy and all of a sudden we burn through all the packs, we'll have more. We won't ever be like in a drought.
Oh, okay, actually, that is a lie right there. He's retconning that, because he actually said he's not going to buy so many packs or boxes, because what if the grift dries? What if the grift dries up and no one cares? He'll be stuck with a bunch of Pokemon cards. That's why he was waiting for the last moment until, like, he would buy one pack, he would get, you know, he would open most of them, and then literally he would have a few, and then he would order another box. That's what he was going to do going forward. Everyone said it. That's why people were like, dude, you know, why don't you have more why don't you have more card packs available? And he was like, no, I'm not going to spend $500 on a box and have the grift die. You know, I'm going to be cautious. But no, he threw that completely out. And I knew he wasn't going to do that. I knew that he's purchased more than just 1 or 2 boxes at a time. I guarantee you he probably has about 6 or 7 boxes just stashed away, ready for him to open whenever the fuck he feels like it. Not even waiting anymore for any monetary contributions to come in. And I did the calculations earlier today in my head. I was like, wait a minute, he's bought in what, about, as we know, he's bought in what, 4 boxes? And he's paid on average about $400 to $500 per box. So he's literally close to $2,000 in the hole in this game. He hasn't made $2,000 in donations for card packs. Like he's charged $50 to open up a pack. No, most of them were either fake tips. A lot of them where he just opened the pack because he opened up the pack because he was playing Pokemon or something like that, and you get the free one. So if you look at all the ones he opened, he literally he's broken even. And I think that's okay for Phil. He doesn't give a shit because he figures, well, you know, my dents are financing this addiction. So, you know, if I get $2,000 in donations for these card pack openings, I'm going to take that money and use it on Pokemon cards. So, you know, in his eyes, as long as he breaks even, he's fine. There's not an issue. There's not a problem. But of course, we know with every addiction, you can't help yourself. You end up spending more money than you actually have. You dedicate more resources to the addiction that you really shouldn't. And that's where the spiral and the loop happens. Again, do I need to explain to you, Phil, WWE Champions, and how you literally bankrupt your fucking house? You literally had to file bankruptcy because of your addiction. And you would have thought that would have taught you never to do that again. That lesson would have ingrained to you to never to do that ever again. But nope, here we are, 2026, and we're back to where we were back in 2015, 2016 when he became addicted to WWE Champions, or 2017. And before that, it was Supercard. Jeez Louise, this guy never learned this. Anyway, let's keep going because, my God, I'm still shocked. I'm very shocked that he made this admission yesterday that he actually is opening up card packs while he's off stream. I'm shocked he did. I thought he would be smarter than that and just keep his mouth shut. But of course, he has to justify why he's wasting all this money on these card packs.
But only if people keep doing it. If this dies out within a few weeks, I wouldn't bother with it. All right? However,
that's what you said. You said you would only buy it if there was demand for it. But of course, that changed. As soon as you got addicted to this, that old premise is out the door. Now you're just buying fucking boxes. And I guarantee you, there's probably like 6 or 7 boxes laying around in his office. One day he's going to get up and pan his camera, and we're just going to see a stack of Pokemon boxes sitting there. Just like we've seen a couple times where he accidentally opened up his phone and we saw the WWE Champions app. I guarantee it. Watch. Give it time. Give it time. He's gonna self-felt and self-expose himself like always.
As a result of me getting the first 2 boxes of cards from this website, tcgplayer.com, that's where I bought these from. I actually got them during a time period when there was actually a store credit promotion, and I got a bunch of store credit for buying the first 2 boxes. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just buy another box so I'll have it on the back burner. And so you guys had no clue about this, all right? But last week, I bought a 3rd box of Pokemon cards, but it was the most current set, which is called Chaos Rising.
Okay, I want to stop there because he does this little thing where he justifies himself for spending money, and he said, well, I get a discount. Like most addicts do, you know what I mean? If you've ever dated someone who's a shopaholic, you know, every time they come home with bags and bags of shit, of clothing or whatever, or just shit they buy, they always say, oh, I had a coupon, or oh, it was on sale, or it was discount. I looked into it this morning, that TCG credit thing, and what you do is you kind of accrue points, I think it is. It's kind of like a point system. But either way, the amount of cards DSP purchased, it would have amounted to about like a $10 or $15 credit on the next pack. That's essentially what it is. Think of it this way. Think of it like you cash back on a credit card. You normally get about anywhere between 3 to 5% of your purchases to certain stores or whatever. It's just like that. So he probably ended up getting like a $10 credit for his next purchase. He's trying to make it seem like, oh no, I only paid like $50 for this pack that I am. No. Trust me. The amount of money that he probably saved or was given to him would probably covered shipping. It may have covered shipping at the most, but he's still spending between $300 to $500 per these packs.
Okay, I've actually had it here for a while. It actually arrived, I'm not kidding you, right after this. So it's been here almost like a week, just about a week, okay? And because of that, I haven't said a word or anything. I didn't want anyone to know, because I don't want people to say, oh, he's going crazy buying cards or whatever.
Right there, that's a tell right there. When DSP knows exactly what people are going to say, that's a tell right there, folks, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to state, oh, well, come on, folks, it's obvious. You know, people are going to assume that I'm going to be going crazy buying card packs, so why would I do that? Yeah, you would do that, Phil. It's the same reason why you used to bitch and complain every time I posted a video where it talked about you spent like $1,000 a night on WWE Champions, and you went insane about it, and you said, oh, that's ridiculous. There's no way that I would spend that kind of money. And we know he did. We know exactly that he did. So again, this is him just trying to make it seem like, oh, you see my trolls that are saying I'm spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on card packs? That's just stupid, because everybody would say that, and I know that, so I'm not going to give my detractors, I'm not going to give them a reason to criticize me. Yeah, okay, Phil, you try your pignosis on, maybe the dent. Maybe Jade might believe that pignosis and Kevin Bernstein, but the vast majority of the internet knows what you're fucking trying to do here.
But I wanted to have it as a backup just in case something happened. Now, some crazy...
Yeah, a backup which he didn't use as a backup. You know what the backup was used for? It was for him to open it up on Saturday when he had nothing to do, nothing better to do, when he was sitting there avoiding his wife, and I'm pretty sure his wife was avoiding him, and he decided that itch, that crackhead itch, the Dave Chappelle scratch in the neck, looking for a hit him on Saturday, and he spent the whole fucking day opening up packs. And you know what he did? As soon as he was done opening up that pack, he went online and bought another one. That's exactly what he did. And he justifies it by saying, well, I need a backup. So I opened up the backup already. So I need another backup. So it's justifiable for me to go in. Oh, you know what? By the way, TCG is giving me a $5 credit. You know what? I might as well buy a second pack. And that's how the addiction happens, Phil. And when you don't notice it, when you don't realize it, Phil, you have pallets. You have pallets in your garage of Pokemon cards. You're hiding Pokemon cards from your wife. And it's going to get so bad that he may just even go to a store. That's right. He may go to a store and buy card packs. That's how desperate the man is.
Crazy stuff has happened since then. Basically, we have gone through 14 packs out of the 36 packs in this box. And so far, I've only got 2 hits. And both of them are full art cards. In fact, this was the one that we did last time. Right? And I actually shared a picture of this on my social media when I received it sealed. And people were looking at it and they were like, didn't you see that the edge here, the plastic was pulled out? That's a telltale sign of a reseal. Someone opened that box, took all the good packs out, put in crappy packs, and resealed it. In addition, we've been getting ridiculous amount of duplicate cards in this box. Like ridiculous amounts of duplicate cards.
Oh, okay, so his justification for opening up a $400 card pack was I was trying to do an experiment where I disproved or proved these were reseals, which is stupid as shit, Phil, okay? It really is. The actual proven way to actually really do it is the way of the cards. The way of the cards. My understanding is that the foil cards typically weigh a little bit more. So if you actually weigh the packs or weigh the cards themselves, the card packs themselves, that's a good indicator whether you have a good pull or not. And that's how some scalpers do it. They open up these boxes. They find the packs that have a slightly heavier weight, and it's in the grams. It's not that much more. But they identify them, and then they swap them out for just regular weighted cards. That's pretty much the only foolproof way to kind of see it. Not this whole, oh, let me open them all up just to disprove something. What's not to say that one box is perfectly fine. They didn't, fuck with that one. But the other 3 you bought were reseals. Again, Phil, your scientific method, as you like to call it, is completely flawed. And again, you know, statistically alone, brother, you can't prove what the fuck you're saying. But again, it gives you, in your eyes, a perfect excuse for opening up card packs off stream. And that's what this is. This is just a justification to try to blunt criticism from people saying that you're addicted and now you're opening up card packs off stream. And you know what, Phil? If you want to open up card packs off stream, knock yourself out, brother. I don't give a shit. If you want to be a full-blown addict, dude, round of applause. Fuck it. You're going to do whatever it is you're going to do anyway. But if you want to give your detractors and people more content to fucking troll you with, I'm all for that, brother. Now, you know, the nice guy Doody streams over here would look at it and would counsel you and give you some advice and say, yo, maybe you shouldn't do this. But I know you're never going to listen to anyone, so you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And yeah, here you go. Here we are, folks. Literally 2 weeks into the grift, the man is a full-on addict.
To the point where we're 14 packs in, and I'm not even sure I have like a third of the deck yet. Why are all the cards duplicates? Okay?
All the cards are duplicates, Phil. Again, you see this? He uses exaggeration to justify what he's doing here.
So it did actually make me suspect that maybe I got scammed. And listen, I paid a lot of money. Okay? I did. I paid a lot of money for this box. So if I got scammed, I was going to be pretty pissed off. So, tonight I have news for everyone.
Here it is.
All right? I've called the FBI. I'm just kidding. No, that's not the news. Here's the news. Hold on one second. Last time that we did TCG Card Shop Sim, which was, what, Thursday night? It left a bad taste in my mouth. It legit did. Because how is it that I've opened 14 packs and I only got like 2 hits? There's something up here. And maybe I was thinking in my head, you know what? Maybe people are right. Maybe this is a reseal and maybe I got scammed. So guess what? I realized there's kind of a way that I can test this theory.
Here it is.
Because I had an additional box of cards, and it was the Chaos Rising set of cards, okay? And so I looked at this box of cards yesterday, and I looked at the plastic on it and the seal on it and all of that, okay? And I'm like, wait a minute. This box legit looked worse than this box, okay? This box had seams, and the seams looked like they were all uneven and shrunken, and all the Pokeballs were, like, deformed on the side of the box.
Right.
Like, no lie, you guys thought this box looked bad. This box looked 10 times. So, I'm here to fess up. Yesterday, I was actually so curious, and I was like, now I don't know if I'm getting scammed, so I did an experiment. Okay?
Here it is, folks.
Yesterday, I opened the box of Chaos Rising Pokemon cards, and I opened the packs to see what would happen. Was I going to have an incredibly similar experience like I'm having with this box right here? And was it going to end up being a situation where there's nothing in that box? In which case, maybe buying from tcgplayer.com is actually a scam. Maybe there's nothing in these boxes. And
by the way, the chat was just fire. The chat was insane. Everybody was like, oh my god, we called it, he's an addict. It was insane. And I can't believe that he actually did this. He went on stream and admitted that he opened up a card pack. Good god, Phil. Really, Phil? That is your experiment? And again, it's so dented to you to think that just because you opened up 1 box out of 4, that proves that your boxes aren't resealed. That's just stupid. And again, that's not a scientific method. You know what I mean? I don't understand this guy. But regardless of that, it's just a lame excuse to justify his behavior. It really is. And why did you need to open up 36 packs? Why? Why not just open up a couple random ones? And the other thing too is I want to say is, why didn't you film this? Why didn't you film this? Because we know you were sitting there in your room. Why didn't you turn on the fucking OBS, hit record, hit your camera, put your shitty music on, and just start recording it? And then you could have had a segment, or you could have uploaded it as a video, and then you could have seen, well, at least I'm doing it for business. I'm making some ad revenue off of it, and maybe people would kind of support it or play it on your live stream. He didn't do that because, again, what he was trying to do was he was trying to hide it. He was trying to hide his addiction, and he knew that people would react this way. But I guess he still thought this was a good idea for some reason. I don't know, man. Again, this is way too much. You're oversharing, Phil. What you're doing is you're exposing yourself to the internet, and you're giving your detractors and everyone out there just fuel to laugh at you. Really is. I mean, the addiction is full blown. And today on the podcast, we're definitely going to talk about this more. We're going to go and read the comments, but long story short, to me, this just confirms everything that I've been saying for the last couple weeks. The detractors were right. He's full blown addicted. And again, I don't think he went into this wanting to be addicted or wanting to build an addiction. But again, people like Phil can't help themselves. They have these addictive personalities, and every so often, for whatever the fuck reason, they need to be addicted to something. They need something to focus on, and it's sad. Again, I'm going to take away my detractor hat. This is really sad, Phil, because you have wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on these addictions, man, and you could be living your best life. You could be going on vacation. You don't have any kids. Like, you could have had your house paid off. You could have set yourself up in a way where you could have moved somewhere that maybe was better for you and your wife, for your health, for your mental wellness. You could have bought in a cheaper state and set yourself up so that you don't need to stream until you're 85 years old. You know what I mean? But he doesn't think like that. He's such a short-term thinker. And all he cares about is about instant gratification. That is the only thing this man cares for. It's about just self-gratifying himself, and to hell with everything else. And it's sad. I don't know, man. I'm the type of person that I think about pretty much every decision from the lens of, okay, well, what's this going to cost me, and how does this impact me and my family? Pretty much everything in my life, every decision that I really need to make, those are the two questions that I ask. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know I've done various business ventures and stuff like that. And I don't do so much now because of my family situation and everything. And I'm in that part of my life now where, I weigh, well, is the money worth what I'm going to have to, is the money worth what I'm going to have to give up? Time with my family, detracting, hanging out. And I think about those things. I think about my family. I think about my kids. And he just, the hell with everybody and anything. He just doesn't give a shit. Now, real quick, this is what I want to show. I want to show big ups to Decline Rising. He posted this on Twitter, and he added me as it, and he added a bunch of other detractors. And he said, I plugged in Phil's hits into Google AI and asked, what was the likelihood? What's the likelihood that he got those hits at those rarities and also got the Chase EX Special Illustration Rare? I double checked all the values in the box sets. It said 99.82% chance he's lying. So essentially the odds of him getting that card that he claimed is like 1 in a million. 1 in a million. And I guess, you put in how many card packs he purchased and all that to develop kind of what is the likelihood that he did it. And it came back that nearly almost 100% AI thinks that Phil is lying or being deceitful. And I think he is too. I think what he did was he ended up spending $300 or $400 on that card that he called the rare card, just to justify what he did. Again, all this is just to justify what he does in his life, to justify his behavior, his addictions, or whatever. So he ended up, not bad enough, he ended up wasting all this money on all of these card packs. Well, now he's just opening them up because he's just opening them up and spending more money on it. And then by spending $300 or $400 on one card just to justify, that, oh, look, well, see, it was worth me opening up a $500 box because I got this rare $300 card. And again, that's not worth anything. You have to get it graded. You have to pay $60 or $80 just to get it graded. And then again, it's what someone's willing to give you, to pay you for it. And we know it's not going anywhere. He's going to stick that shit in his album, and it's just going to collect dust in a fucking in his closet for the next 10 years. Until in 10 years he does a closet clean out again and ends up throwing away all those albums because they're not worth shit. Good God, man. Anyway, I wanted to give my analysis on this because it's just glorious. We have a new WWE Champions Addiction, and it is Pokemon card packs. And I think this may have an opportunity to be even worse, because at least here he's actually getting a physical good versus WWE Champions, where that shit was just a digital NFT, which really had no fucking value whatsoever. At least here he has a physical, tangible item that he could potentially sell one day and make millions, which is what in DSP's brain. My God, man, I can't wait for this to blow up even more. And when the moment comes that no one gives a shit about Pokemon card openings and people stop giving him $50 for it, he's gonna lose his mind. This is gonna be more pathetic than when the Vest streak died. And I'm gonna be here for it. Me joy this, just like Jade would say. Me joy this. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.